All right, let's dive into a Hindi horror story where the real terror isn't just some monster hiding in the dark. Nope. The real terror is a set of supernatural rules and the horrifying price you pay for breaking them. This is a story all about a mother's grief, a local legend that demands respect, and what happens when you make one single desperate mistake. So, picture this. It's a super hot night in a small village. A couple of friends are thinking about going for a midnight swim. But then one of them says this, and suddenly the air just goes cold. Why? Because this isn't just any old pond. This is a place with a history. A place where taking a quick dip could literally be the last thing you ever do. And that one spooky warning, that's where our story really begins. So, Section 1, The Legend of the Haunted Pond. In this village, Madhavgarh, life is pretty normal during the day, but at night, all the fear in town is focused on one place, the local pond. It's at the very heart of this terrifying piece of folklore, a story that's all about a simple but absolutely deadly set of rules. And the rules? They're brutally simple. Every single full moon, 6 celestial maidens, they're called apsaras, are said to come to this pond to bathe. And the one absolute law is, you do not watch them. If you see them and they see you, you die. Simple as that. But there's always someone who thinks, that's just a silly old story. And in this tale, that guy's name was Ravi. He was hot, he was skeptical, and he decided he was going to find out for himself. And well, what do you think happens? Exactly what the legend promised. Ravi hides in the bushes and watches as these 6 veiled women appear. Their laughter is beautiful, but also kind of eerie. He's totally mesmerized. But then a single mosquito bites his leg. He flinches, makes a tiny sound, and the laughter just stops. All 6 of them turn, and in a flash, they're on him. His scream is the last thing anybody hears. And just like that, the legend is proven to be horrifically true. Moving on to Section 2, A Mother's Desperate Bargain. So, that pond and the legend around it has kept the village scared for generations. But our story is about to shift to a family who's going to run right into this legend, not because they're curious, but because they're dealing with an unimaginable amount of grief. Let's meet Riya, her husband Shivam, and their 2 kids, whose happy world is about to be completely torn apart. So, one day, a terrible car accident takes the life of their 10-year-old daughter, Chitra. And this loss it absolutely destroys Riya. Her life flips from being whole and happy to being completely empty. All the joy is gone, replaced by a grief so deep she can barely even function. And Shivam, who's grieving too, is just desperate to find some way to bring his wife back from the brink. So, hoping a change of pace might help, Shivam decides to take the family to their ancestral home in, you guessed it, Madhavgarh. And it's there they meet a village elder, a woman named Kaushalya. She's one of those people whose eyes seem to see everything, and she immediately recognizes this suffocating sadness that's just clinging to Riya. And right here, this is where the 2 stories just slam into each other. Kaushalya, seeing Riya's pain, makes this incredible, honestly almost unbelievable offer. She tells her there's a loophole in the legend of the Apsaras, a hidden clause, a way for a grieving mother to use their power not to spy, but to connect with the soul of her lost child. So now we're at Section 3, the birth of Sati Asara. This is the big turning point in the story, because this loophole, it's not a gift. It's an incredibly dangerous ritual. Kaushalya lays out a plan for Riya to use the pond's supernatural energy for something that's both deeply personal and profoundly risky. Okay, so this ritual has its own set of rules. It turns out the Apsaras will kill anyone who spies on them out of curiosity, but they will help a grieving mother. Riya has to go on the full moon, bring something that belonged to Chitra, and ask to speak with her. They'll grant her wish. But, and this is a huge but, there is one single absolute rule she cannot break. She can talk to her daughter's spirit, but she must not, under any circumstances, invite her out of the pond. So on the night of the full moon, Riya goes to the pond. She holds out Chitra's favorite doll, and just like Kaushalya promised, her daughter's spirit appears in the water. And seeing her little girl right there, so close, Riya is just completely overwhelmed by love and loss. In that one moment, she forgets everything. The warning, the rules, the danger. She just opens her arms and says the forbidden words. And with that one sentence, that single, desperate plea from a mother's broken heart, the sacred supernatural law is shattered.
The Apsaras, who were just helping a moment before, now become agents of a terrible, terrible consequence. And the consequence is immediate. It is terrifying. The 6 Apsaras, now called Asuras, surge out of the pond and they merge with Ria's body. They don't kill her, they possess her. She becomes something totally new, a 7th entity called Sati Asara, basically a vessel for supernatural justice, created to punish the wicked. Okay, Section 4, Breaking the Bond. This kicks off a horrifying new reality for Ria and her family. During the day, she's just herself, kind of confused, exhausted, and she has no memory of what happened the night before. But when the sun goes down, she transforms into Sati Asara, an avenging spirit that prowls the village's streets. And her purpose is crystal clear: justice. Sati Asara hunts down wrongdoers in the village. At one point, she confronts a thief, a guy named Mohanlal. He tries to run, of course, but there's no escaping her. She just lays a hand on him, and in an instant, his flesh dissolves, leaving nothing but a skeleton. Her justice is swift, absolute, and utterly terrifying. So when Shivam runs back to Kaushalya totally panicking, she reveals the awful stakes. This cycle is going to continue for 1 month. On the 30th night, the 6 Asuras will take Ria to the pond with them forever. The transformation into Satir Asra will be permanent. They are on a deadline. As that final night gets closer and closer, Shivam is desperate. He knows he can't fight 6 supernatural beings head-on. He has to sever their connection to Ria's somehow. But how? What's the anchor? What is the actual source of this unholy bond? And then it hits him. The Asuras aren't just bound to Ria. The whole ritual, it was all anchored by Chitra's spirit. And how did they summon Chitra's spirit? With her doll. The doll isn't just a toy, it's the physical key. It's the first link in this entire supernatural chain. He thinks if he can just destroy that doll, he might be able to break the whole thing. All right, Section 5, a legend lives on. We've reached the final desperate showdown. It's the 30th night. Inside Ria, Sati Asara declares that her work in the village is done. She's getting ready to take both Ria's body and Chitra's spirit down to the pond. And this time, it's for good. So as Sati Asara leads Chitra's spirit towards the water's edge, Shiva makes his move. He dives into that murky pond, his hands just frantically searching in the cold, dark water. And he finds it, the doll. He comes up gasping for air, and with every ounce of strength he has left, he chucks it into a bonfire that's burning nearby. And the effect is instantaneous. The second the doll catches fire, Chitra's spirit smiles, this peaceful little smile, and just vanishes, finally free. A moment later, the 6 Astras are violently thrown out of Ria's body, screaming as they retreat back into the pond. Ria collapses, unconscious, but human again. The bond is broken. The very next day, the family leaves Madhavgarh and never looks back. Ria is free, and she has the small comfort of having seen her daughter smile one last time. But the source of all this horror is still there. The legend didn't end. They just managed to survive it. The Apsaras still come to the pond on the full moon, waiting. Which really just leaves us with one final, pretty unsettling question. Knowing the rules and knowing the terrible price for breaking them, would you be tempted? Would you want to go take just one little look?